Alright. What up, everybody? Once again. By that logic, arguments and streams are too vague. No. Alright. So as I said, we'll get to all the questions in. But first, foremost, man, let's just talk about what went down this weekend. This weekend I went to 2GG Saga, and that was, oh, this is way. Taking a nap in here? Alright. I went to 2GG Saga, and as expected, it was dope. There was a couple hitches in 2GG Saga, which is actually going to lead into the Twitter thing, so I probably should have made Twitter second, but there was a rumor that came out that the guy who was supposed to bring all the setups didn't come and bring all the setups because we didn't get 0 to his weekly. And so then, of course, all these people were fucking tweeting at Power Up Gaming, which is Power Up Gaming, I can say this now. Power Up Gaming, why you're scum, why you're shit, blah, 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 you're trying to ruin TGG, blah, 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 blah. So then this guy puts out this whole press release that's like, this is what really happened. And it wasn't on him, it was on a sponsor ahead of him who sponsored their company who did not come through on their deal, therefore forcing him not to come through on his deal. Which I definitely understand. If you're not getting paid for your service, don't go. But that was one little hitch, and somehow the community managed to band together, bring their setups from home, and we had a very nicely ran tournament. So I think the one thing I would have liked to fix is where the commentators sat, because we sat like right in front of the big screen, which I'm okay with, but I couldn't stand up. And when I commentate, I actually do stand up, like when I'm not on the screen. But like when you guys see me, I sit back down so I can do the like the mid-match analysis shit, and then when the match actually starts, I actually stand up. So I couldn't do that here at this thing, only because if I was standing up, I was in front of the screen. But other than that, the tournament went amazingly. If you did not think that, it's probably because you went 0-2. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. It was stacked. It was dope. The USA versus World was an abomination to the world, but hey, Larry came back and proved himself that he's a long game guy. Larry was never a one game guy. Larry is always a long game guy, as it shows. So I really got to turn this verse off. Anyway, it's for 9 months pay. But yeah, so that was 2GG. They're gonna keep doing those too. All the announcements at 2GG, those are dope. We now know when Civil War was, and I know a lot of people are hyped for that. Champ has already talked to us, and I'm pretty sure we'll be at most, if not all, the 2GGs. Us being the Black Plague. At least I hope so. Because at this point in time, man, I've kind of like at this point in time, because of the way that this is working, I need to align myself with what's going to help me succeed as a commentator. Since 2GG is about to get all this hype and all of this recognition, then yeah, I want to be in the forefront of some commentary for that, even if it's not even top 8, because because it's based out of SoCal, I definitely see them giving top 8 to mostly Cali commentators, but the Black Zone or the Black Plague doing top 16 and seeing a lot of the upsets in there, setting up for top 8 sounds dope. I'm okay with not doing top 8 every time I get a tournament. Only time I'm not okay with that is if I know for a fact that like whoever's doing top 8 should not be doing top 8, but that doesn't happen too often. Regardless, yeah, so yeah, regardless, after that, all the announcements that they made was dope, but we'll see how this plays out, in the future. Because as great as the announcements were, there has been hitches in every 2GG tournament at some point in time, except for I think maybe like Marcus's saga, with the Qatar saga, which is interesting because Qatar usually has a long history of being one of the longest tournaments to run ever. Because, well, sorrow. Anyway, so then after that, so we announced that. We announced the circuit. That's hype. That's good for Smash. I did a little interview where they asked me what do I think of Champ, and honestly, I only have good words for Champ. Like, he's always in a good spot, always in good heart, and whatever. So I heard, but I did find out that one of the 2GGs that have been announced probably on the same weekend as Beast, and I was supposed to go to Beast, but now I'm not going to Beast because, well, one, Beast wasn't going to pay me anyway, and two, as I said, the alignment thing. Beast it's dope and shit, but like I'm not a EU commentator. I don't like 3 stock, and I've never advocate for a 3 stock rule set. So instead of going to and pretending I'm okay with 3 stocks and long ass sets, I'm gonna go to a place where I want to be a lot more. And yeah, sure, man, I'm missing out on Europe, but like there's always gonna be other times of it. IMO. So, see, 2GG's results, very surprising, but not at the same time. I mean, after Zero lost to Ally, I kind of didn't think he was gonna win the tournament anyway. I didn't know if he was gonna lose to Leo, but you know, Leo ended up destroying everyone and winning. So now, you know, it's almost Mexicanos now, because I definitely now see a lot of new Leo fans out here. One thing I do not like about this though is the fact that now that he's won, people are like, well, he's the undisputed best. But like, shut up, okay? Like, everyone wants to be the first guy to say that they said it, basically, right? That's the shout out to my man Scuzznacker for 6 months. That's the problem with you know, being able to. Or that's the problem with like the top 5 and top 10s and top 15 tier lists, is that everyone wants to be first. Like, everyone wants to be like, I said it first, and then you guys follow me. But who fucking cares, man? The guy won. The guy fucking won 1 tournament so far over Zero. Zero still has won over 60 tournaments in a row, basically. Or and over his lifetime, I'm sure he's won at least over like 100 such. But because he's lost 1 time, now we have to automatically crown the man the best. I need way more results than 1 win over Zero. Because as of right now, I think there are 2-1. So, you know, just for 1 victory. Yeah, Leo played out of his mind here. Not gonna lie. And as a Marth main, I loved watching it too. But I'm not gonna just immediately start sucking this man's dick and saying he's the best. I need some results. I need results. Anyway. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So, results all over the place though. Larry bringing it up to 2nd, very good for him and Elevate, because I think as of late Larry's been getting a lot of 7ths or 5ths. This time around he's like, actually I'm gonna try the hardest I ever have. Ends up breaking the tie with Void. Now he's 19-18 with Void. Void though definitely deserves honorable mention for not placing 4th or 7th as he usually does. This time actually being the only person to beat Leo in a set, even though getting destroyed the next set. And then you know, just kind of doing just doing work for the rest of the tournament. So shout out to Void, the real anime hero of here, of 2GG, for getting, I think, one of his highest placements to date in a stack tournament. On top of that, just overall playing well. So good stuff to Void. Now I definitely the bias in the commentary thing, that wasn't actually about 2GG, because I didn't get to listen to too much of the commentary outside of the Scoops Pike, because most of the time I was actually like in the venue or at one of the other various venues. MLG Ult came down again, but I was looking at Twitter and I see Leffen and a couple of other top players talking about melee commentary bias and things like that. And see, the thing about bias is bias goes 2 ways, okay? Bias is actually good if you're creating the storyline of the underdog versus the like top player. So like for instance, at a time, one time Zero hit me up and said he feels like I'm a little biased toward him in commentary, and I told him it's not that I'm biased toward him as a person. It's just Zero was at the point in time when he thought he hit me up, that, you know, he was deep in his like never losing to anyone thing. So it's hard to continue to push that storyline of this guy is so fucking good and everything he does is perfect. So when someone does good against the guy who's doing perfect, then you point that out well before you point out the guy who's doing perfect. Because yeah, I mean, you like, when someone wins that many tournaments, basically everyone's an underdog, you know? And I was like, all right, well, regardless, you know, maybe I am pointing out way more stuff that other people are doing. So I made a conscious effort to, if I see Zero doing a perfect stuff, I will create the storyline that, you know, this is good because this reason. Zero's doing this because, you know, doing this for years. He's a ledge trapper god, blah blah blah. He gets most of his damage from the stage control, which is good in Smash, blah. You don't want to be over him, all that good stuff, right? But still, whenever someone else would do something well, you would have to point that out. But I think the thing is, the problem with bias in commentary is people think that usually when bias in commentary is brought up, it's commentators who feel the need to interject themselves in situations that don't fucking matter. Like, It doesn't matter if you like the person on the screen or you and the person on the screen are best friends. That none of that shit matters to the relevancy of the match. I've done that at locally before, you know, like with Pink Fresh. Me and Pink Fresh best friends. A lot of people know that now because I mentioned it on commentary. But if we're at a fucking national, we're at MLG or Pound or fucking Genesis and Pink Fresh is in top 8, you will not hear me say that. Because that is not relevant information to what's about to go down on the screen. Pink Fresh has to play against Leo. I play Mars. He practices against me sometimes. I'm not going to bring that up. Who gives a fuck? Like, Leo's at a way different level than I ever will be. So even with that fucking revelation that I can drop, no one's going to care. And in fact, it's just going to make me look stupid after Pink Fresh inevitably possibly loses them. I mean, the same shit happened at Glitch 2, you know? He beat Mr. E in the first set and then couldn't do it in the grand final. So it's little stuff like that that I think people need to watch out for. As a commentator, you know, you can sometimes interject yourself in situations, but like do it in the right way, where it's more so like we don't need to know your level of friendship. Just if you're gonna mention something that you've seen before, be it something that you've seen like in a friendly, you know, or something like, oh man, I've seen this. You know, just kind of bring it up like, oh man, that was like a good mix up. He's actually been doing that a lot in the friendlies that I've played with him or that I've seen him play or something like that. But I don't need to know like that he comes to your house every day, you know, hangs out with your family and shit like that. All that is unnecessary and it just makes you look like we already know who you're going for. But then when you have this matchup between two people who, you know, it's their first time going up against each other or something like that, and your friend being the underdog or the one who's expected to win is up there, and all you do is point out all the good things he's doing without pointing out the bad things the other people are doing, people will notice that. Very much so. You know, and like that right there has got to stop. And like I think my one main tip for doing that is if your friend's on stage, definitely look at the other person way more, because subconsciously you will still talk about your friend, but if you pay attention to the other guy more, you're probably balancing out at a good enough level to where it's like, all right, I'm not just over here sucking dick for free. That's some good ass tea. Anyway, but yeah, bias and commentary, that's gonna have to get fixed at some point in time. That's not gonna be something that you're gonna fix overnight. Some commentators just need to be told, you know, that they are being biased, because I feel like some of them don't even listen to themselves when they're talking about it. But like, it's a slippery slope. You might not even notice that you're talking about your friend as much or your favorite player as much until you go back and really listen to the VODs and then like really try to point out the times that you said anything about the other character. I've definitely had my moments where I felt like I was a little biased, and the next time I commentate for said person I felt like I was biased against, I just try to point out more shit that they were doing. Also, fun fact, here's another situation where I feel like bias is also understood though. I mean, misunderstood. So, imagine two players are playing, right? I'm just gonna do this, put it like this. Zero versus Day, they played, right? You know, Zero, Day got up there, you know, talked to that mess, whatever. It was dope. I like the trash talk that he did. Very good, very healthy. Because, you know, he didn't like go to blows or anything. You know, he just said he felt like Zero soft, blah blah blah, whatever. It's like, all right, cool. Day goes up, immediately gets bodied. There's not much good that we can say about Day at this point in time, because he literally got 3-stock twice, or 2-stock twice, and then actually 2-stocks 3 times, and then won one game. No, it was twice, and then won one game because Zero was trying to get wild on his last stock, SD'd, and then Day ended up playing a good stock all the way up to 50% and back aired him with full rage Lucario. Okay, you know, great job, but I am going to point out that was full rage Lucario who just killed at 50% with a back air. So one of Day's little fucking friends, I don't know his name, he doesn't follow me, so therefore I didn't really give him any recognition. In fact, I actually hit him with a favorite. He was like, man, TKbreezy and EE are so biased against Day in this match. It's disgusting. Me and EE both favorited it, didn't say shit, and I was this close to actually tweeting back, and I was like, but honestly, you don't follow me, and the fact that you tweeted me without following me annoys the fuck out of me, honestly. Like, don't use my tag if you're not gonna follow me, man. Don't tweet at me, nigga. So this nigga comes through, does that, and I'm like, all right. So later on, I go find Day, and I'm like, Day, I was like, you need to get your friends. I was like, because homeboy thinks I was homeboy thinks I was being biased towards you, but honestly, you were getting bodied. Day actually agreed to the fact that this man got bodied. I said, you got bodied, and he was like, hey, you talking about my shit talk. I was like, no. I was literally talking about in game. Like, your shit talk was funny. I like that. but then you got in there and you got slapped. I mean, it was a massacre. Like, there's no other way you can put it. He did not do that much good shit in that match. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a bunch of 2-stocks. So I can't, like, as a commentator, you cannot focus on someone doing minimal things well. Like, that's just not how commentary works. If someone's getting fucked up, then I'm not gonna search far in between trying to find the point where he's not getting fucked up. If you're getting fucked up for a full minute, and then you do 5 seconds of good shit, and then go back and get fucked up for another minute, I'm not gonna keep talking about them 5 seconds. You got bodied. Like, it's just like that. Like, there's nothing else to talk about. So to that man, I say good day. Don't tweet at me no more. And if you think that's biased commentary, you're actually being biased in the fact that you think that I should be talking about someone getting bodied over the person that's actually delivering the bodying. You know, that shit is just that shit is just what? Like, come on, man. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. Yeah, no, and I think the language I used is actually that was a fortunate trade for Day. I mean, but it was. But I don't care what anyone says. That nigga did not calculate that back air to trade. He wanted it to hit. Yeah, sure, he wanted it to hit. But to say he calculated being able to space out a cloud back air at the same time would be so blasphemous. Get the fuck out of here. I would never. That's just. There's no way where someone would think that. At least not in that situation that he was fighting. Maybe if it was like a game 5 situation, it was all or nothing, but it was not game 5, it was actually game 3. He was getting straight destroyed. But whatever. Biased commentary needs to go unless it's done the right way, and that way being underdog versus like superhero basically, which you still have to be careful about that. And then, but all friend bias, that shit needs to go. I don't care what your relationship is with the person who's playing right now. What matters is what he's doing against the other person and what the other person is doing against. So, that being said, that being said, up next is teams. A lot of people don't really care about teams, but I think teams is what's going to get more esports into Smash. And I only say this because if you look at this as of recently, the teams who have been doing well are being the teams that are signed to the same org instead of just top player with top player, which is cool. That works too sometimes, but only gets you so far. You have top player versus top player and top player. The only team that's done that super well is actually Nairo and Zero as of late. But they've teamed so much they might as well be a static team now. So you have that static team. You got CLG, Team CLG. You have Team CLG twice actually with PewFat and then Void and the Cat. And as we see more shit like that, I would like to see more people pick up more static teammates in a way where, like, yeah, so say like you have a static team where one of them's good, very, very good, places like first, second all the time, and the other one is pretty good, but he places like 7th, 9th all the time. Together, they'll probably still be able to place first and second in teams if they know each other like that. So I feel like that's still a good pickup. And with that being said, I feel like that will bring in more audience to see static teams instead of just, oh, this top player is at this tournament, so he's going to team with this top player because he's at this tournament. I like being able to see progression in teams between two people that have been playing with each other a long time. PewFat, one of my favorite teams for a long period of time, even before they got signed, because they've been teaming forever. And then you have CLG Void, Void and the Cat. They've been teaming for quite some time now. You can definitely start to see them start to mesh better as well, especially in the way that they save each other off stage and things like that. And I would definitely like to see a lot more of that. And I feel like teams like to see a lot, like CLG or orgs, would like to see a lot more of that as well. Because if you think about it, Smash has probably been the first time they've really hired one person. You know, it's like, all right, we need one person for our team. You know, Smash or fighting games in general. But Smash also thrives on teams as well as singles. I mean, I know people don't like teams as much as singles, but no other game do you have this opportunity to do this like 2-on-2 and two people playing at the same time as far as FGC goes. The last time we were going to get that to happen, it was Street Fighter X Tekken, and that went terribly. So, you know, Smash has a very unique niche where it's like you can hire two people and have them both play at the same time. So you're like the boys and whatever, you know, boys in blue, whatever you want to call CLG, coming up to play. That's dope. Tom Zombie with 8 months in a row. That's also dope. But Yeah, but you definitely have these teams right here that I definitely like. I'm on an Android. I feel like Android, I mean, even though he is good, I feel like he definitely got picked up by Alliance because they saw their teamwork in place of his singles places. I don't know the last time I've actually seen Android in the top 8. I don't even know if he actually does singles that much. But Armada and Android have been doing quite well in single or in doubles, right? So as a team, you notice that one of your sponsored players always teaming with one other person. Why not pick that person up and get double the exposure, especially during dubs? And with that, I feel like teams could be explored a lot better. For one, I don't know why people act like they don't like teams. I love seeing team combos. And then two, teams could help us get more orgs into Smash, which then means more money, production, all that good shit. Smash is starting to rise up on the money anyway, which is good, but we still fucking broke in comparison to other games. Okay. So, last topic of the night or of the day, because I just woke up, is actually the power of Twitter. And the reason why I'm using this, I'm talking about this because a lot of misinformation is spread on Twitter and it's believed to be word. Twitter and Reddit have become too staple in the Smash community to the point where it's actually becoming like a problem instead of like a quick way to spread knowledge. Originally, it's definitely a quick way to spread knowledge, in my opinion. I feel like you have this idea, you have this platform where a lot of people, a lot of your fans, or a lot of people who care about what you want to talk about follow you. So you say something of irrelevance, like, "Hey, I am going to be at this tournament right now, and I'll be on stream." Blah blah blah. Oh man, TKbreezy commentating. Let me go watch that. But instead, what I'm seeing Twitter use more for lately is to blow up people without actually really getting the inside scoop. Nakat, and no offense to Cat, I mean maybe he just did it out of not knowing, but he was definitely the first tweet I saw about 2GG and Power Up Gaming and them not bringing setups. So then right after that, D1 tweets in the cat and is like, "I need the name so I can blacklist these gyms from ever coming to a tournament." So now Power Up Gaming, without any prior knowledge of these people, a lot of people are giving them shit over what they perceive to be a bad move by them, which really wasn't their fucking fault. But the problem is, since that information was already out there, this is how information works. Whatever's put out first almost always wins. So now that it's been put out there that Power Up Gaming fucks 2GG, right? They put their little statement out of what really happened, which was definitely needed. But that one got less impressions than the people who saw that first tweet from the cat, and it got retweeted all over. So now there's some informed people, but there's still a lot more uninformed people over here still being like, "Fuck Power Up Gaming. I can't believe they tried to screw 2GG." And that's all because of Twitter. Literally all because of Twitter. And it's like, that right there was just really bad use. I feel like if you don't have the full story, you shouldn't talk about it. I didn't tweet anything when that Hugo thing happened. I didn't tweet anything about it until I got the full fucking story. When I got the full story, I still didn't tweet too much about it. I just say, "Hey man, that's some foul shit," and I definitely understand the ban for whatever. Interesting enough that man's coming back and for a tournament. I mean, it's only funny because he definitely was like, "I'll never come back to Smash community. What I've done is terrible, blah blah blah." And like 6 months later, he's like, "I come back now. Somos Mexicanos. I come back now." So yeah. So like, blow ups are good if the blow up is definitely necessary. If you have factual information on the blow up, then by all means blow someone up. But if you're just going off word of mouth, I'm not really gonna stand for that. Like that's not good at all. Word of mouth usually ends up being a lie in the first place. If you didn't get it from the source, if you don't have the sauce, then you probably shouldn't be talking about it. So yeah, man, just gotta watch out on Twitter, man. Twitterverse is definitely out here getting a little wild. People out here saying things they shouldn't be saying, believing. Not really understanding the power of word. One retweet from one big person immediately means a lot of impressions, and then after that, it's just downward spiral of he said, she said, and gossip and drama. And honestly, we need to start straying away from that anyway. I need to see more retweets of Japanese vines in tournaments and results and things, instead of I heard this top player was doing this with this chick, or I heard this top player doesn't like this top player because he fucked this bitch, or whatever you want to talk about. Well, people want to talk about. I want to see more positive stuff on the timeline, more shit that really pertains to the tournament instead of the shit that happens after the tournament, or during the tournament, I guess.